gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Sean Bell Wilbur.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Bury the Booking Podcast, Wrestling Podcast. My name is Del, and that is Devin. How are we?
Can't complain, doing good.
Yes, no,
Busy week, but we here now.
busy week, busy weekend. We made it. We made it to our classic recording day on Sunday. It is the 3rd of May, and I guess, are you excited for what tomorrow may bring? The
No.
fourth will not be with you.
I'm a strikey.
I know you, SOB. I just wanted to rub it in.
I still like certain aspects of the franchise, but
Yeah, anything that's anti-Jedi.
screw them.
That's that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Well, that is tomorrow as we record. Let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was our Saturday. It was May the 2nd, and I was actually able to take a part of New England Fan Fest in Seekonk, Seekonk, Massachusetts. It was a great time. It was an absolute great time. Apart with our brethren from the Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor podcast, Sinister One and I were holding the fort down. Had a great time. Shout out to Lito. Shout out to Sinister from the Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor podcast. Listen, it was going down in Seekonk. Very, very fun time. Was able to go live for a podcast for Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor while we were at the show at New England Fan Fest, and we had some fantastic guests on. You were very, very active in the chat, so we seen you there. But yeah, I want to give a shout out though to our guests, man. We had Sam Houston on, which it was a fun time. He was absolutely amazing, awesome. We had one of the pod MVPs, Joe Matarazzo, from the Final Countdown. Special shout out to him as well. We had Danger Boy Alfredo and Wolverine came on to talk a little bit, which was awesome, being able to talk to them and them sharing some of their stories. Also, special shout out to my man D-Rex. D-Rex doing big things up there. Had him on. He talked a little bit to us, and much appreciated, as well as the bully, Sarah Jade. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence on the pod. So a shout out to you also. Yeah, it was a good turnaround. Big stars there. Diamond Dallas Page, of course, was there. Line was absolutely ridiculous for DDP, naturally, as you would think. Vince Russo, had Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Demolition, newly anointed WWE Hall of Famers, were in attendance as well. Sandman, special place in my heart, being from, Philly and ECW ties, how.
Yes.
So, but yeah, no, it was an amazing time, amazing people. Again, special shout out to everyone that we were able to talk to, people that we met, and again for Sinister to go live and have that pod. It was absolutely awesome. So yeah, great time, and see you next year for New England Fan Fest.
Yeah, definitely got to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, definitely was well worth the trip to Massachusetts. So, yeah, that was a good time. So, a lot happened yesterday with that, as well as some news breaking as well, while we were on the floor and doing some things. I think I had seen it and I immediately shot you a text
Yeah.
about it. So, this is something that is, the wound's fresh. The wound is very fresh, and it is rocking and shocking everybody in the pro wrestling world right now. And it is the departure from WWE from Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. The New Day, no longer a part of WWE. Never thought I'd hear or see that. It's one of those things you just don't think about. And I know I say that sometimes with, when people get released or they decide not to come back, or things like that. But this one, I don't know, just especially with Kofi and Woods, it's just they're just there. And I think that might have also been part of the problem, with them just being there. But I don't know, man. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but to me, it's kind of time. They weren't getting TV time. I think that other wrestlers kind of pushed them into the background. When the New Day came out, it was a big thing. Like them coming out, seeing what they're wearing, what they're doing, and stuff like that. It was a big thing, and I think that Jey Uso guy took a lot of attention off of the New Day.
The Jey Uso guy.
Yeah, I think it did, but fans still love the New Day. They were great, but they didn't get the attention they needed. They didn't get the time they needed. And from what I've read and been pulling up is that it was due to management not wanting to pay their ideal figure for a contract extension.
Yeah, so so they had just recently, not too long ago, resigned, but of course, dealing with what we got now in terms of the management and what's in charge there, went back to them, at least from what we're hearing and what we've been seeing and reading, went back to them with some restructured numbers, and that was no good. And they were like, well, that's gonna go ahead and do it for us.
I get it, but then I don't get it. Like, how off were the numbers that you just gonna quit?
Yeah, no, we don't know.
And like you weren't on TV that often. They were offering you a deal. You could have took that 1-year contract and let them fire you when they would still have to pay you that money. So I don't know exactly.
We don't know the entirety of how
Yeah.
this all played out and shook out, but it's
what I read. Hold on. We can also confirm, this is from the Wrestling Observer. We can also confirm that in the case of the New Day, it was their decision to leave based on what TKO was offering for a new deal. To be specific, New Day did to be specific, New Day's deals were not up. They were asked to restructure to TKO deals They didn't like those deals, so they were granted their release. So they were still on a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And TKO was like, yo, we need to pay you less money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no. So you still got to pay them that under that original contract. The remaining, the remainder of that original contract. That's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It is
because TKO is losing money with WWE. I'm gonna be honest. They're losing money. They're not getting money. I understand releasing people to make room for new people.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. The
This whole
choices are
thing,
dumb.
yeah. They run this whole thing like, it's this is definitely the business aspect of things, and then we talked a little bit yesterday during the live pod with Turnbuckles, the Spilt Liquor podcast, about gone are the days where you got people sitting around in catering and week to week not doing a whole lot. And again, it's not any fault of the talent. If they're not being put out there or anything like that, sometimes it's but
here's the thing, even with the MTFs, you let go JC Mateo,
Jeff Cobb.
Yeah,
I'm never calling.
You left go Jeff Cobb and Tongaloa.
Mm-hmm.
They were in a group.
Made fixtures on TV. This happens. Like one week you're on, and then it's like, oh well, what just happened?
But you not letting go Solo.
They were just feuding with the Wyatt Six, and all of them have been released.
Yeah, all those gone.
And
they said F them.
They had the whole, the whole thing with the lantern and all this. This was on a lot of TV.
Yes,
that we could just, it just happened, and none of those players are there anymore, right?
So, and to be honest, when they got rid of the Wyatt Six, I had a feeling that we were going to lose some MTF people, but I didn't think it was going to be like this quick. Maybe a couple of guys get moved somewhere else. Maybe a couple of people get, maybe go to a different show. But to stay, I get it, but then I don't get it. I get that it's a job, it's money. It just doesn't add up.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and you never want to see, never want to see releases, and in the issue of the New Day, you never really want to see people like that who have made, especially for us wrestling fans in this modern day, have so much of an impact in wrestling and in the product, and in just media in general with the New Day, just how how they've been received and just everywhere. From I was talking earlier about what happens with the whole up down down situation, and a large part of the promotion for the 2K games is through up down down, and all of that stuff that what happens with that. The wrestling aspect of it, you think about all of the impact that New Day has had through just being a tag team, being the trio, bringing back and making the absolute most out of the Freebird rule with the tag team, with just with any one of the three that could be tag team champions at the time. And then you had the release of the Booty-O cereal, and Kofi Mania, and Kofi Mania gave birth to Big E being able to be WWE champion. Those are huge things that happened, like gigantic things that happened. And it was, because of New Day, and, the fact that they turned something that was completely like, what is this segment, into what New Day was, longest reigning tag team champions. And just all of this was, it's just weird to live in a world where that ain't. I mean, and like, to your point as well, it has not been the same, especially since the Big E injury, and Kofi and Woods, they did that whole thing where they were going to break up. They didn't know, and then Big E comes back, and then they did the turn and turned New Day, and then that was the beginning of the end, because they completely fumbled that whole term. Like that, it just wasn't the same. The turn happened, and then they won the tag team titles for seemingly, like I said, during the
2
podcast,
days.
It was.
They had those titles for 2 days.
Yeah, it was like for no reason, for nothing. Like, you did nothing with the title reign.
Besides the fact of them not having what word am I looking for? The push that they needed. Like, with the tag team champions, they would have been a great rival for anybody who hold a tag team champion.
Absolutely.
Like, who holds the belts now? God, who holds the belts?
Vision.
Yes, the Vision. I'm sorry. Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
Yeah.
But look, here's the thing. The New Day left. First off, the Vision wasn't feuding with no black people. They weren't. Now, all of a sudden, the New Day out, and then the Street Profits pop up.
Yeah, go figure.
And then my man got his shirt off. You see he hit the gym? What my man name?
You talking about Doc? You talking about Angelo Dawkins? Yeah.
He should have been. He was holding the other boy back. But
come on, man. Again, man, with this Angelo Dawkins slander, I will not have it.
But look at
him. We
now.
all know Montez Ford is the guy. We get it. But
Dawkins,
man, Doc alone.
He hit the gym. He looking. When last time you seen without a shirt on?
Hey, look, man. He's made some strides. I will say that,
and he's doing good.
Yeah. I'm happy to see Street Profits back.
Cause they got rid of the only other black tag team out there. Like they did. You let the only other black tag team go.
Then they were the team.
The team.
They were the team.
Now everything got to fall on the Street Profits back, but they're not going to be around long because my man, he about to have a baby. He about to have a whole kid. You think he gonna be working, not taking care of that baby? Look. See,
I don't know, man. Waters are getting muddy here, man. I don't know.
They don't care about nobody. And that's the thing. It's a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're delusional and you feel as though your job cares about you, there's a problem. It's a problem.
Yeah.
In any field. I don't care who you work for, where you work at. If you think your job gives 2 clicks about you, you gotta reevaluate your life and what you've been doing, because you've been doing it all wrong.
you gotta take a long, hard look at yourself.
Cause that's not how this works.
Yeah, man.
Working with WWE, to be like, you keep your head on the swivel and just be like, you know what, at any moment I can lose my job.
And it's even now, so more than ever, with just the releases, and each time that the releases happen now, it's you get some people that you're like, like I I didn't want that for them. Like, I was afraid this might happen because you know, kind of seen where the trajectory we were going. And then there's some that just outright completely, utterly shock you because you're like, let's just say a release happened on Tuesday. And you're like, I just watched Raw last night and they were
cool.
They were just in a main storyline. I just seen and then you're like, well, how? I guess we just forget that now. We're just gonna go and hit the Men in Black and just forget that happened. That never happened.
It's like you look at Asuka and you're think like she was on the show, and it's like something's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like she cut a promo, and I'm like, yo, something is missing, and it is. It's Kairi Sane.
Yeah. She even said something like, we're both alone now, or something like that. She's something to that effect, but you know what it was, but she ain't gonna say, oh, there is no more Kairi. Like we know, but
she should say something. She should say something.
It never happened.
What are you gonna do?
It never happened.
Fire her too.
What they do is, it's like these things happen, and they know it happened.
Yes,
but cause like we had depressed Johnny Gargano just laying around after Ciampa.
Ciampa was gone. Him depressed.
Yeah, so we see the effects of it, like some through some of the TV stuff,
and he better be careful because he ain't doing nothing either.
I would rather him not be around there anymore, but whatever.
Him and his wife.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, the cuts happen, of course, making way for newer talent, like the example that we talked about yesterday was, you're paying main roster money for Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, and then you got Trick Williams, who is doing absolutely amazing and is all over everything, and he's in media, he's doing interviews, he's doing all this other stuff, and he doesn't come at a price tag like like the other two roster, people were holding roster spots in Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, and it's like you get that part of it, but that part of it sucks.
Like they still, and it's crazy, you got Obafemi still signed like it's free agent.
Yeah, look at Obafemi. Obafemi is, for all intents and purposes, excuse the pun, but the next big thing. And
yeah. But it pisses me off.
Don't excuse that pun. Actually, run with that.
You get rid of people, but you got Danhausen.
Danhausen cracked the code, man. He is.
I don't get it.
I know it's either a yay or a nay when it comes to Danhausen. You get it or you don't. I mean, I get it. And it's definitely not for everybody, but there's an area he operates in that it just fits and it works for him, and he is making he's making his way, and he doesn't really have to have matches, really. He's just even though he can have matches,
yeah,
like he's actually pretty good at having matches, but he ain't got to do that right now.
We talking about get rid of people. They didn't get rid of Tama Tonga, did they?
No, Tonga Loa.
Just Tonga Loa.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about Tama. Yeah, I didn't see anything about Tama Tonga.
Because I think people actually like Tama Tonga.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it has always been the consensus among the people who have watched and liked the Guerrillas of Destiny, even wherever they've been, New Japan, more specifically. But yeah, I feel like Tama Tonga has been the standout, if that sounds any better than what I'm trying to not make it. Yeah, so yeah, it was Tonga Loa and Jeff Cobb. Like I said, I'm never calling him that other name. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's weird. It's no more New Day. And even still, even towards the end, even when, we didn't see New Day for weeks and then they just throw them out there, I always enjoyed seeing New Day on the screen. It's just, I don't know. It's
it was,
just,
I agree with you there.
They always have been a source of entertainment. They've always just been great and good at anything, even though they didn't get a lot of time to do stuff, and the stuff that they got to do was like, but they made it the best because Kofi and Woods were awesome.
Yeah, now we don't have nobody.
No, nothing like that. There's nothing like, there's not gonna be anything like New Day at all. Again, thinking back to all of the moments, all the stuff that they were able to do, and the crossover stuff, and all. Yeah, I don't know. That promotion and that marketing for 2K27 is gonna be a little weird.
Unless they're gonna still get paid to do it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they brought Tyler Breeze back for the GM mode and stuff like that, and he's actually in the game now. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the same type of departure. I don't know. You never know, but I don't know.
I think they're going to probably run the indie scenes.
I was, and again, because we did it when we got the mass releases. We always play like the fantasy booking game of landing spots and stuff like that. I'm like, it's trying to figure out where they would be a good fit, or where you could kind of see them doing things at. And even though there is the partnership with WWE, I'm like, I could see them in TNA.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that in TNA if in fact, it goes that way.
No AEW.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't see the fit. I don't think that fits.
Yeah.
And if they were to go, it would have to be. I don't know. I don't know what it would take for me to feel a connection with that move.
I could see them and the Hardys having a nice little rival.
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah. There's definitely stuff that you could do, and I feel like if they want to keep some of the characteristics of the New Day and of that stuff, I feel like TNA. Feel like it would come off better in TNA. If that makes any sense. But yeah, no, we will play the waiting game. We'll play the wait and see with that.
They'll pop up in 6 months. They definitely will. They'll pop up in 6 months. Or WWE will try to give them something close to what they're asking for to get them back.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's jump into the week that was with WWE. While we're on the subject of WWE, let's talk about Monday Night Raw, and let's take it from the top of the week. Let's talk about Raw overall, and then we'll talk about a few things. I mean, Raw was there. Things happened, I guess, but how did you feel overall about this episode of Raw?
Hold on, let me pull something up. Let me see here. Where everybody? The note wasn't up. Raw for me was
that good, huh?
I'm intrigued for some stuff.
Okay.
It's at a lull right now. It's at a low.
Okay.
I'm hoping that closer we get to Backlash, and after Backlash, we get more than what we're getting.
Okay.
Because right now it just feels
we're rushing to Backlash to get past Backlash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
we are not given anything that's like, oh, this is top notch. This is what I need to be doing.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes it's like that when you come from WrestleMania, hitting the Backlash. It's like, all right, well, you came off of this sometimes high of WrestleMania, and then it's like, all right, we're immediately setting up for Backlash, and sometimes it's whatever that may mean, and in this case with the stuff with Roman and Jacob, I kind of wanted more time to let that breathe. I feel like the story would have been it would have had more impact, at least for me right now, if we had more space in between what we had right after WrestleMania and leading into Backlash, because we don't have long.
I think they're gonna blow right past this Fatu and Roman thing, because I think this is a great idea. Like, it feels old, like we've done this before, but Fatu adds something different. Like when it was not Jacob, when it was Solo, kind of boring. Fatu adds a little bit extra to it. And then, you got Hobbs involved. Who else are we going to get? Is Fatu going to build him?
This is the WWE version of the Ops with
because if you're gonna get a bunch of criminals together,
yeah.
But that's what they said.
I know.
That's what they said. He said WWE made him soft. Hobbs looked at him. Powerhouse Hobbs looked at him and was like, "Yo, you soft."
I guess I get it. I was about to say, but I remember you saying that the same way I refused to call Jeff Cobb. That you're not calling him. You're not calling him Royce Keys.
No. Hell no. Powerhouse Hobbs. Royce Keys.
I know. It's the same. It's the same thing I felt when I heard JC Mateo. What the hell is that? What's
not like you get beat up?
But yeah, no, I don't know. We on the SmackDown side, we'll talk about SmackDown. But yeah, you got the Usos, you got the MFTs, you got that whole dueling bloodline something weird thing where it's Jacob is not on the side of the Usos, clearly, but clearly is not taking the bait with the whole Solo situation. It's I don't know. It's a mixed bag for that, but sure, I guess. Another situation, I guess, on Raw that kind of is doing that for me, even though they had a lot of time, but there's been injuries and stuff like that involved that kind of threw the timing of this thing off. But that's Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. This are we leaning more towards being invested in this or no? No, it didn't do anything for you at all.
Nope. I even wrote Seth Rollins addresses Braun Breaker. Boring. That's exactly what I wrote.
Yeah. So I've talked again about how Braun Breaker does not invoke any emotion out of me. Like I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that look at me crazy because they like Braun Breaker, and I get what you would like about him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel anything. Like I never did. Like even in NXT, even anything that he's done, I just don't. I feel nothing. I don't have nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't.
So, in Seth, a lot of times I enjoy Seth Rollins. I enjoy Seth Rollins' stuff, promos, matches, rivalries, all that stuff like that. And I'm sure the match is going to be fine. I'm not saying anything is wrong with, Braun Breaker's and ring ability or anything like that, but just the package as a whole, I don't feel anything for it. So it's hard for me to feel any build up or between Seth and Braun Breaker, even still. So it's
the thing is this.
Look, the match will be fine.
I don't care enough about these guys and this situation they have going on with each other. It doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't add anything to the story for me.
I mean, Seth's got the guy he can go after now, legitimately. But
correct. But the individual who, if you have Seth win, you lose that Braun Breaker heat. It doesn't. It negative. I think it would negatively affect him.
Yeah.
If you have Braun win, what's the next thing for Seth? Like, what are we doing after that?
Right.
What are we doing after that?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is a good question.
And so now I'm like, gosh, I don't want Seth to lose.
It would make more sense if Braun won.
It would. It would make a lot more sense if Braun wins.
Yes.
Then you can, push that agenda moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got Seth coming against a big loss. Well, they see it as a big loss. I just see it as a loss. And where is he going to go from there? Who's he going to go after? What's his next motivation?
Yeah. No.
You lose.
That's true.
You lost your title. You lost your crew. You ain't.
And then you lost your revenge match. If you lose to Braun Breaker, you lose your big campaign on getting your get back, and you don't win that. What happens?
You become Kobe Daniel Lopez. That's what it is. You become Kobe.
Just go back to being a regular guy.
Yeah, rebrand, call yourself CDL, get you a truck driver license, and just leave it at that, because you're not gonna. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we go, what we do there. We talked earlier about Io and the situation with Asuka. Io's been, I don't know. So she answered the Becky open challenge situation. Becky was not for this, but Adam Pearce said, this is a thing.
It's a job.
It is a job. Becky Lynch is, again, awesome as always in in these promos. And, this, of course, leads to a match between her and Io. Becky wins because Becky needs to be Intercontinental Champion for a long time. I feel like it's just going to work.
Yeah, at least for a good while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happens with an open challenge or somebody that can get like a shock win or something. I don't know. I don't know what we do with Becky, but whatever's going on right now is fine. Io, of course, Io and Asuka have their rivalry, which again seems a little odd right now that we've taken the Kairi Sane aspect out of it. It's
horrible.
It's like, all right, I get, now it's just like, all right, well, Asuka don't like Io don't like Asuka, but there was something else going on there that just disappeared.
a story.
Yeah, there was a story that it was a long time that they were brewing this story.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the whole jumping of the ship. You know, you going from you realizing that your friend Oscar isn't your friend and she's abusing you.
Yeah.
Then you got a little beef. You know, you start listening to EO, and then all of a sudden you have Kyrie and Oscar going at it.
Yeah. And you know, Kyrie would, assuming, would have ultimately, you know, put down that toxic relationship.
Correct. And no, we ain't gonna see none of that.
And we get no payoff.
Let me see, where Kyrie at right now? Is she on socials, on the social medias?
No. Yes.
No, this is 6 weeks ago. This 6 weeks ago.
No. Well.
Yeah, this on 6 weeks ago.
We're laying low. So, but
yeah,
we got. I mean, listen. I'll be excited for a match between EO, Sky, and Asuka.
Here's the thing. Have you seen Kyrie saying she gonna be all right?
Yes, she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
She's gonna be all right.
That is correct. That is correct. Somebody else that's gonna be all right is someone that you believe in. Someone that many people believe in. This was the Raw debut in concert of Joe Hendry.
We needed him on the show. Anytime you can get a whole stadium of people to scream "Fire Logan Paul,"
correct. I agree.
Had the whole place just buzzing.
I agree. We needed Joe Hendry to bring the world together.
Yes,
so that the world in unison can say "Fire Logan."
Amazing. What we gonna do? I'm excited to see what they do with him. Because first off, you can't mess this up. Well, you can mess it up.
You can, but I would hope that they don't.
Because where... I don't know. It's Joe Hendry. Just let him do what he want to do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let him go ahead and do.
Let him be Joe Hendry. Let him do what the fans come to see him do, and call it a day.
There's no way he's not going to be entertaining. That's just
correct.
That's just
so. As long as they just leave, let the man work, he'll be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. To be honest, he was champion.
Yeah,
several times. So that you can give him a belt.
Yeah, definitely. Vision, Street Profits, the stuff. Do you like the extra added aspects of?
Like I said, they just needed new black people to be the focus. This show that they aren't completely anti African Americans.
I mean,
that's all that was. This was all PR work.
And then poor Grayson Waller getting left behind. He just got left out there. Ain't no more New Day. He's just out there getting destroyed by he's just out there getting destroyed by Obafemi now. Now I'm afraid for Grayson Waller now because he just got stranded.
Nah, he going to Division
to team back up with Austin Theory.
He going back to Division. He going to curl. That would be on brand.
I don't hate that.
On brand. Him going to Division.
I don't hate that.
No.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
That would be perfect.
You got history. You got history with Austin Theory.
Maybe we get a less goofy Grayson Waller.
Maybe.
You
maybe.
know?
I want maybe a less goofy Grayson Waller, but he's still the goofy part of the Vision.
Yeah.
Like he would still be that person. But yeah, no, I don't hate that though. I don't hate that at all. Then we had we talked a little bit about the backlash situation with Roman and Jacob. Surprise, surprise. Jacob's answer to Roman telling him to take a week take a week to think about it. He didn't need a week to think about it. He's facing Roman at Backlash. This is what happens. But how about him gripping up and as the children used to say, young bowling Roman Reigns there, but with the Tongan death grip.
I'm fine with it. Good.
But put Roman in the back pedal a little bit.
Huh?
Putting Roman with the back pedal just a little bit.
Yeah, my thing is this, if you got to have Jacob win.
We all know.
We know it's not going to happen, but
and then it's not going to hurt him. It's not going to hurt him.
Yeah,
it's not going to hurt Jacob. But they're going to do a good job to try to make you think.
Yeah, that Jacob's going to win, but he's not.
We all know better.
It'd be nice to have Jacob win this, get this W, and break apart this family once and for all. This is dumb. Forget your little.
It's all messed up. It's all you got, like I said, Solo, the MFTs, you got.
It's stupid. We not on the island of Machanui. Cut this shit out. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, you got
that's Usos. A Moana reference, people. It's not racist. Same people.
But we had the MFTs and the Usos and Solo trying to steer Jacob one way, and it occupies a lot of time. It has occupied a lot of time for many, many years. I like Jacob. I mean, this part of it, I'm like, all right, can we just focus on? I would be okay if we just focused in on Roman and Jacob and maybe the Usos and Solo and everybody else do something else for right now.
Yeah,
but sure. On to SmackDown. How we?
Nothing happened.
Nothing. I mean, we had a couple of things that happened. we had a tragedy on SmackDown. We already talked about the Bloodline Civil War situation. We got into that. We had a debut. We had a grand debut. Started with the kickoff of SmackDown with Cody that brought out Ricky Saints.
Why?
What? Because it's SmackDown. I feel like
so many other better people we could bring over.
It's Cody's dude. It's Cody's guy. Naturally, he would have his debut match with Cody.
We did this with Carmelo Hayes.
We're gonna do it again with somebody else down the line, but
that's why I didn't like this.
Okay, like, if it felt too similar for you,
exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
the exact same thing.
It's Ricky. Ricky was gonna, who better than?
And then he comes out acting like the white Carmelo Hayes. I don't get it.
I feel like it'll be fine.
You have more confidence than I do.
It'll be fine. Ricky is. I feel like it's just his debut on SmackDown.
Not his time.
Once we get this out of the way, this is a segment. Cody. Fast forward to the match. Cody beat him, obviously, but Cody was ultimately put to sleep by Gunther, who has his sights set on Cody.
Here's the thing. What does Gunther actually want to do? He bounces from person to person.
He's a guy just trying to figure it out.
He bounces from person to person. And I'm not mad at this because it's like this is what I expect a locker room bully to do. You know what I mean? So him doing this is like, I'm not shocked.
It's okay. You're okay with this.
It's kind of entertaining. I don't like the sleeper hold.
You and when I seen it, I thought of our friend Kev from Turnbuckles Phil Liquor, who absolutely 100% just despises the sleeper hold. I mean,
it gets boring after a while.
But they've done a decent enough job to where it's effective, and it's it's one of those things where he can lock it in.
Mm-hmm.
He can make a statement by putting someone to sleep. That statement can I guess draw the story closer. Oh yeah, he really put him out, and it's really dangerous. If he gets locked in during the match, we're gonna have a new champion, or he wins the match, or something to that effect. But I mean, I get it. I get the sleeper hold. It's not for everybody, but it's.
I don't want that to be the only way he can win a match.
I mean, he can do the stack power bomb. He can do other stuff. He can win matches by other means. But if you can look, he retired John Cena on a sleeper. That's his. I know
that's a technicality.
I know.
It's a technicality.
It's this thing. So yeah, I don't know. This isn't terrible. I don't know. You think Gunther beats Cody?
Yeah, he has to.
You think Gunther takes the title from Cody?
Yeah, because what is Cody doing? Like, he's not doing much right now. Or he is that one who can overpower the sleeper and beat Gunther.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we got that win at Mania, but I don't know. Does he win the title? I don't know.
I would let Gunther win. He was a good champion.
He was a good champion. I could, I could see them, running with that. But I don't know if we do this right now though.
Who's the bigger star, Gunther or Cody?
Well, I would say Cody. He's Guile in Street Fighter coming up in the fall. So,
well, we'll see what happens with that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, look, you got both world champions right now, and you got a movie that's coming out in October. It would be okay to have both be champion when the movie premieres.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows what they're thinking? That's just me thinking that, but I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? What I do know is I'm kind of sure about how you felt about. I want to talk about the attack on Danhausen from Miz and Kit Wilson.
Like I said, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. And I don't know why. First off, let's talk about Kit Wilson.
Okay. I'm a fan of Kit Wilson.
I am too. But I guess I'm what he would consider the toxic male.
You're what he's fighting against.
The I don't know if I can say it here.
Probably not.
No. There's a him straddling the Miz's neck. Did you see that? Did you see that?
No, I missed that one.
You missed that one.
I missed
Lies.
I missed it. I didn't see that. I didn't see any of that.
That's the problem I'm having.
Here we go. Hold on. I don't recall.
Okay. So after the segment on SmackDown, we moved into I know we joking, but here's the greatest thing. These three are doing great work. It's entertaining.
Yeah, no, it's working. It's working.
I don't understand the Dan Houser thing, but this is entertaining to me.
It's working. Yeah, it's working. All right. So I want to talk about the tragedies that happened on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
We had two. One, for me, Nia Jax and Lash Legend lose to Brie Bella and Paige.
Don't understand it.
I'm afraid for this. I'm afraid for Lash and Nia right now. Can they bounce back? Yes. Well, but I don't want this. I didn't ask for this Brie Bella Paige thing. All right, yeah, Paige is back. Great, it's fine. I don't want to team with the Bellas. I don't want to see the Bellas. I'm not a Bella armyer.
I think that this is,
and not at their expense, not at Lash and Nia's expense.
I think this is only because the girl is injured.
Nikki, you mean?
Yeah, whatever her name is. I don't.
That's good.
Not
answer.
Relevant.
Good answer.
But yeah, I think this is why we're going down this route. I think that once that lady is fixed and she's back, we're going to get Paige is going to relinquish her belt to the other sister,
or they turn on her, which was
or they turn on her and
they put her out so that Nikki takes the belt back. I mean, put her out, not
yeah.
I don't know.
Then we get a proper rematch between Lash and Nia, and we give them their belts back.
That would be nice. I enjoy them as a tag team.
Or let's stop doing this. Get another female tag team belt. Why we only got that?
Could we finally give it to Lyra and Bailey?
Over who has it now? Yes.
I agree.
Over who has it right now? Yes. Give it to Lyra. Give it to Bailey.
I agree. That's fine.
And then have them lose it to better wrestlers. Because they don't need to have it that long.
All right, so on to the other tragedy that happened.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. On to the other tragedy that happened on SmackDown. And this was we lost our beloved Gingerbread Man.
Yeah, Sammy he snapped.
Sami Zayn snapped. About time. But
yes.
But no, yeah, Sami Zayn took down and took away from us and took away from Trick Williams. More importantly, the Gingerbread Man, Trick, was not too happy about this. wasn't too happy about this at all.
Weird.
Yeah,
this was
very.
This is what they took the time out their day to do.
Hey man, look, hey, we're gonna have a funeral on the next episode of SmackDown for the Gingerbread Man. So That's something that's been promoted and something that's going to happen. Well, yeah, that's Sami Zayn is totally crashing the funeral.
Yes, and I'm hoping that it's
this should be it. This should be the stamp of Sami Zayn being who he is now. Like, this should be, unless they do something weird when WWE does weird things all the time. But this should be it. Okay, we should end this, teeter-totter Sami Zayn thing. Like, Sami snapped, Sami put down the gingerbread man, and he should. I can't believe I'm saying this right now. He should desecrate the funeral of the gingerbread man.
Okay.
Cause it's the gingerbread man. And what like, this is stupid. This is stupid. The whole gingerbread man thing was dumb.
But what else were they gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what they do next week. It's gonna be. They're gonna do something because they're advertising the funeral of the gingerbread man. So something. They're gonna do something.
It's got to be over the top,
right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, so I'm guessing Sammy's gotta destroy stuff. Got to do something crazy. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
There's got to be fire involved.
Maybe serves gingerbread cookies. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right, that's it for WWE.
Oh, hold on.
Which means we have one more thing to do.
I gotta get to it.
We have a final piece of business that is the biggest business that could ever be done. This is everything you've ever been nervous about bringing to a boardroom. This is everything that you've worked for. When they say, hey, look, I need these reports on time. We've been audited. That type of business. The business is the greatest professional wrestling podcast segment in the history of professional wrestling podcasts. It is the one. It is the only. You got it? Okay, I was stretching. AEW in a nutshell.
Oh, man. All right, people. We're going to make this really quick for you. We're running out of time with a TNT Championship match. MJF versus Kevin Knight. It was a whole lot of stuff going on in this match. Actually, Kevin Knight did something. I'll give it to him.
Kevin Knight gonna do a lot of something. They're putting some chips on Kevin Knight.
Yeah, they're doing a lot for Kevin Knight. But MJF tries to cheat with the ring. Kevin Knight catches him slipping, hitting with that low blow, quick roll up, steals the win. For some reason, Darby decides he wants to come drop down from the raft.
It's Sting! I'm sorry, yeah. I had to.
Takes out MJF. MJF asks for a rematch. Darby's like, no, I'm giving it to Kevin Knight. So we're going to get that moving down the line. We had the Brawling Birds versus Emily Jade, Jordan Blade. Brawling Birds gets a W International Championship match. Okada defends against Ace Austin. Okada gets a W. Takeshi comes out. They get a little stare down for their future match coming up. I can't wait to see Takeshi and Okada go at it. A couple backstage things that went down. Christian Cage accepts FTR I Quit match style. Tekla talking trash, calling people out. Moxley and Ospreay having a weird, intense segment.
Yeah, okay. He's training with the Death Riders.
Go for it.
Okay.
Whatever is that supposed to mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
In a desolate hallway. Cool.
Swerve literally burns Bandito's wanted posters, so yeah, that's a thing now. Swerve going against Bandito. We had Cage and Coop going against RPG Vice. Coop and Cage gets the W. Divine Dominion versus Shibata Statlander. Divine Dominion gets the W. We had Roosh going against Steve. I don't know who Steve is. But Roosh gets the W.
He did.
But our main event was the AEW World Championship match. Darby Allin going against Brody King. This was a very fun, very interesting match. You know, this is one you want to show your friends, let them know what AEW is all about.
Yes.
This is it.
Darby and Brody always give you that kind of match.
Darby gets the W on this one. Now we're going to move into AEW Collision. This was full of everything. We have where I go? Oh, Death Riders, the Dogs, the Rascals, Top Flight. This is a 10-man tag team match. Good match. A lot of stuff going on. Wildness. This is another thing you want to show people if you want to get them in AEW. It was nothing crazy, but it was still good to watch.
This is one of those AEW just throws people in a match and it's like, hey, look, just watch them do stuff.
The Dogs and the Death Riders get the W. Jack Perry versus Mascara Doranda. Am I saying that right?
No,
close enough.
You're getting there. Each time we're getting a little better.
A little better. Jack Perry gets the W. The Declaration versus MXM Collection versus Johnny TV. These trios guys is doing great work. The Conglomeration gets the W again. Willow Nightingale, aka the Comeback Killer. Is that what she calling herself now?
Sure.
Am I right there? Close
enough.
Going against Anna Jay.
We had an Anna Jay sighting here. Anna Jay had a match.
Finally.
She had a match.
She's all right.
Yeah, listen. Hey.
Willow Nightingale's not losing anytime soon.
No.
Bang Bang Gang versus the Death Riders. Was shocked that the Bang Bang Gang won. Really was. You know? Everybody.
That old Collision surprise.
Willa Yuta taking down Ace. Unrealistic. I'm putting it out there.
Okay.
That's not possible. Cut that out.
It's not possible.
No. Sky Blue versus Nikki XS. Who the hell is this lady? Thank you, Sky Blue, for ending this for us real quick, please. Kevin Knight versus Hook. I need to see more Hook.
Yeah, it's sporadic. It's very sporadic.
I need to see more Hook. Even though Kevin Knight got the W on this one, I need to see more Hook. UFO Splash is great. So
it is.
That's AEW right there for you people.
Yeah, that was AEW in a nutshell. And that's going to go ahead and put a nice little pretty bow on our podcast today. Again, special thanks to everybody from New England Fan Fest over this past weekend. It was an amazing time. And please like, share, follow, subscribe. I have tagged a lot of pictures and had some good times. So give everybody a follow that you have not already. And yeah, we'll do this thing once again next week. So we'll see you then.